Hi guys, my name's Alana. Welcome back to Cosmic Wanderer, my YouTube channel. If you're new here, click that red subscribe button. I'd love for you to join the family. I am going to be doing a video talking about tips and my advice on how to fix really damaged, bleached, dry hair. And I have been on a journey with my own hair, and I thought that I'd film this and upload it to this channel because I don't think I've done anything that's to do with hair care on this channel. So I do have a second channel which I have done a lot of videos on hair and beauty and stuff like in the past, but that channel is only dedicated to my mental health content now. So that YouTube channel is called That Grunge Girl if you're interested, but everything's linked down below as well as my social media. I got a link tree as well. But for this channel, I like to keep this one for fashion and beauty and, tattoos and things like that. So I thought that I'd give you guys some tips and my advice on how I restored my hair. I'm going to be putting in a picture of what my hair used to look like about 2 years ago, and I will put it on the screen. But my hair was extremely damaged. I started bleaching my hair. So my hair was like, just a quick background, my hair was originally like a dark blonde, and then when I was around 19, my hair just suddenly got really dark. I've had like every color of hair under the sun. I had a manic episode where I bleached my hair really badly, and it just wrecked it, and then it looked horrible. And it was limp. It had no, like, my curls were like completely ruined, and my hair was so like breaking off, and like, oh, it was horrible. And I had to actually, like, figure out, okay, what am I gonna do to fix my hair? So, how do you revive dry, damaged, and bleached hair? Say you're like me and you like to dye your hair all the time and you like to style it in different ways. That's totally cool. You don't have to give up doing that. I used to think that for my hair to be completely restored and healthy, that I had to just stop dyeing it, stop bleaching it, and stop, using heat. My advice would be you don't have to stop doing this. But maybe for around like 6 months, you do want to just lay off all of that because you want to give your hair some time to breathe, Your hair needs some time to be restored and to get back to its, healthy state. And then you can do those things with it and have fun. Because like on my channel, I mean, and me in real life, I love doing stuff with my hair. I'm so into fashion and experimenting with different styles and stuff like that. Like, it's impossible for me to just not dye my hair. Like, I'm gonna do it. Invest in some rebonding hair products, and I'm talking about brands such as Olaplex. There are plenty of other brands. There's also one called K12, I think, and it's also similar to Olaplex, but something that is scientifically kind of backed would be great. You need something that's going to actually rebuild your hair from the actual hair bonds and keratin and like cuticles and everything. I've been using Olaplex hair products for literally over a year. This is not sponsored, this is just my advice. And it has made a massive difference. I have never used a product and been that amazed before. I've purchased the Rebonding hair conditioner that you leave in when you get out of the shower. I also use the number 3 product, which I've used for over a year now. And you put that in before you have a shower. And then I also have used the hair oil. The hair oil I didn't really like for my hair, and I wasn't fussed on it. They are kind of expensive, but honestly, it's so worth it, especially if you have curly hair. My hair just loves it. Like, it just always looks amazing, and it does actually work. I find that sometimes you waste money on products that don't actually work, but since Olaplex has actually got a scientific base to it, it does work. You need to get your hair, moisturized, deep conditioned, replace that water and everything back into your hair, and using a deep conditioner on a regular basis is going to really help. You can do this by leaving your conditioner in just a general conditioner. If you don't want to buy another one, like a specific deep conditioner, you can just use your hair conditioner and leave it in your hair for like 20, 30 minutes, even an hour if you have time. Just leave that in. You don't want to go to bed with this on your hair because it's not good to have your hair wet for that long. But, buy a deep conditioner. Do that regularly. Something that has like some hair oils in it would be really good, or jojoba oil is another really good one, or argan oil. That's what I would look for. I really like the Shea Moisture deep conditioning products. That's what I often use when it comes to deep conditioning. Use hair glosses and hair oils. So these are oil-based products that you put in your hair when it's either wet, depending on the product, or dry. And I use there's a product that is by the Joico brand, because I love Joico, but the Joico hair brand actually has a hair gloss, and it's like a oil, and you put it in your hair when it's dry. I've used it today, so this morning I woke up and my hair was looking a bit frizzy from sleeping and having it up and stuff for the last few days. So I put that in my hair, and I just like scrunch some in. You can use this whether your hair is straight or curly. This advice is going to be for whether your hair is straight or curly. But using a hair oil that kind of coats your hair and protects it is going to be really helpful. And even a hair oil is going to be really replenishing and can help when your hair is really dry and brittle, especially if it's cold, if it's really humid weather, or if your hair has been damaged because of heat or bleach. This is going to be really helpful as well. When you use heat, you need to make sure you use a heat protector. This should be a no-brainer, but surprisingly a lot of people don't do this step. You really need to use heat protector. So yeah, again, you need to invest in a heat protector spray. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. Anyone will do, but just make sure you're using that on your hair, so that if you are going to use heat, make sure you're using that just to give your hair that protection. And I would recommend, like I said, maybe to stop using heat though. You really want to avoid heat for maybe 6 months at least, just to see, try to get your hair back to the health that it needs to be. You don't have to do this forever. This is just for the period of time where you're trying to get your hair revived and back to life. Curly hair is a lot more fragile than straight hair, so it really depends on what type of hair you have. Which true professional hairdresser recommended shampoo and conditioners. I used to roll my eyes at this because I never wanted to spend the money on expensive hair care. But honestly, once I've invested in brands like Olaplex, Joico, even like the Redken brand, these type of brands are usually recommended by hairdressers and are created and stuff by professionals in the field, and I feel like it actually does make a difference. I use the whole Joico range, um, and Olaplex as well. They're the two brands that I mainly stick to, but these type of brands are just a lot more moisturizing and less stripping on your hair. You also maybe want to avoid shampoos that have things like sulfur. And even if you want to like just remove that for a while and just, it doesn't mean you have to remove it forever. Again, just try removing that and just see if your hair is a bit more moisturized, because sometimes drugstore hair brands can be quite stripping and drying on your hair. Maybe you should get a blood test and go to your doctor and just check your overall health, and check your vitamins, your minerals, check the levels, your hormones, because these are all things that are going to affect your hair health. Things like thyroid diseases play a big role in hormone levels. So just make sure you be going to your doctor and getting that regular health check and making sure that it's all good, because yeah, that can definitely impact the health of your hair. Figure out if your hair needs more moisture or protein. Certain hair types, specifically if you have like curly hair, it really grabs onto moisture um, and protein, but some people's hair doesn't like either one or both of them. So protein is different to moisture, because moisture is relating to how much water your hair holds and keeps in, and protein is like your hair bonds, how your hair is made up of keratin and proteins. And if you're lacking in protein, your hair might need more of it. But if you overuse in protein, your hair can actually do the opposite and become very brittle and start breaking off. So you want to just test out products that are, on the label it will say that it's specifically catering for protein. Other products will say that they're catering for moisture and retaining moisture in the hair. So you really want to have a look at the different products and see what is for moisture, what's for protein, and trial them together or even on their own and see which one works best for you. You may need both, or your hair may not like one of them. Your hair may get really oily from too much moisture. So you want to test this out. I have, another sister who has hair that's kind of wavy, and when she has thicker hair than me, but when she uses moisturizing products, they really can weigh her hair down and give it a lot of excess oil. Whereas my hair is quite thin, but it really needs that protein and moisture both combined. And I don't get oily hair really at all because my hair is curly and naturally more dry. So that's what I mean by you need to test out which one works. And this can take a bit of mucking around and adding and removing things to see what your hair kind of reacts to and what your hair likes. If your hair is severely damaged and it's just not repairable, maybe getting a big haircut is going to help because, I had to do this. I had to cut my hair to about here. My hair is now down to about here when it is out, and straight. When it's curly, it looks shorter, but if your hair is severely damaged, you may just need to do that cut and just cut it off. You only need to do it like that one time. I mean, you can let your hair grow out and just keep cutting off bits of it at the end, but in my experience, it doesn't really work and it just looks bad because you're going to have all this healthy hair and then this like really gross, like limp, dead hair on the ends. But yeah, I ended up just chopping it off, chopping it to here, starting from scratch with my hair, and it was a way better idea. So that one's just going to be at last because I know a lot of people hate to do that and I did not want to cut it, but I just had to because it was looking and feeling really bad. So those are my tips and advice for damaged hair, whether it's by heat, bleach, just weather, all different things can damage your hair, but that's what I would recommend. If you have any questions, leave it down below. I'm not a hair professional or a hairdresser by any means. This is just the things that I've done to help my hair. If you have any hair product suggestions, comment them because I'm always looking for new hair products. And yeah, none of these things that I mentioned in this video is, sponsored or anything. This is just my views and my advice for what's worked for me, but what works for me may not work for you. So also ask a hairdresser because they are really good at giving you advice and tips. And they're obviously trained in the field of hair, so they're going to know a lot more. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys. And if you want to contact me or if you want to follow me and keep up with me, I have my social media linked down below. And I'd love for you to check that out. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.